India today has accessed Sheena Bora's diary entries, and these entries appear to have been made in 2002-2003. They provide a rare insight into Sheena Bora's relationship with her biological father Sidhartha and her relationship with her mother Indrani Mukherjee. India Today Group's managing editor Rahul Kanwal has accessed these diaries, and that young girl's frame of mind at the time of writing these diaries. Rahul Kanwal now joins us with the latest. Rahul, the police are looking at these diaries. What do these diaries say?
Gaurav, there are two things that are very important that emerge after having read these diaries this afternoon. The first and foremost deals with Sheena's relationship with her mother Indrani. Now, it wasn't just in 2012 that the relationship between the both of them seems to have soured. They had a strained relationship going back at least 10 years. In one post that I'm reading from, which is from the 11th of February 2003, Sheena writes in her diary, "Oh, happy birthday to me." She says, "But I'm not happy. It seems as if I've got nothing in my life, nothing at all. My future seems very pale to me. Just depression has encircled me from all sides. Disgusting my life is. I hate my mother. She's not a mother." And then she goes on to use some expletives, which I shall refrain from. Now, what this indicates, and that's not the only one, Gaurav, there are so many others. There's one which comes from the 12th of February, which says that, you know, now she's got married to that old man. Her marriage is something that her grandparents, she calls them Aita and Kaka, think is very prestigious, but I don't think that it's prestigious. I, in fact, she says, hate my mother. I wish her soul gets condemned, not even in hell. I have much grief, much tears to flow, but when, where, and in front of whom? The first important point is that they had a very deeply strained relationship going back many, many years, Gaurav. The other thing which is significant is that when we had Sidhartha on our broadcast a couple of days ago, Sheena's father, he told us, Gaurav, and you remember this well, that I'd only spoken to Sheena once when she was giving her 10th standard exams. Now, if I look at the diary entries, now her diary entries seem to indicate that the father and the daughter were actually corresponding quite frequently. The daughter, in fact, counsels her father on the kind of business interests he has, the partners that he's got. She counsels him on the need to set up his own business, and this, I must say, appeared in DNA newspaper this morning, and it's been put out by Indrani's grandparents. It's been put out by Indrani's grandparents because they felt that so far Indrani's voice hadn't been heard, that so far only a one-sided narrative had emerged in the public domain, where nobody really got to know what was going through Sheena's mind. And these diaries really are a peek into Sheena's mind. She's no longer here, she can speak no more, but the diaries indicate what was going through that young teenager's mind way back in 2003.
2002-2003, she talks about hating her mother, Rahul. One reason perhaps was the marriage, because that's the time that marriage with Peter Mukherjee took place. Does this diary shed light, apart from that, other reasons why she was so unhappy with her mother, why she felt her life was so bleak, no future to look forward to?
You know, the primary reason from, and again, you know, God, we want to exercise some restraint here and not go out and add things which are not there in the diary. We're sticking strictly to the facts and reporting only on what's visible and not, you know, doing our own conjecture and speculation. But from what this diary suggests, the fact that her mother was never there for her, the fact that she'd been left with her grandparents in Guwahati to fend for herself, that is something that clearly seemed irksome. And it's not only as if she had only hate for her mother, it seems to be mixed feelings. In this one entry on the 5th of July 2002, Sheena writes, "In some corner of my heart, I've got love for her." She's talking about her mother here. "I feel like touching her. I want to hold her tight so as not to allow her to have me anymore. But Daddy, don't worry, I love you a lot. No one else can ever take your place. They are my irritating dad, and I've never been able to accept him as my own. I know he doesn't like." So in some places, she's speaking about how she likes her mother, and in a large number of places she's got nothing but revulsion. There's this one entry from the 4th of July 2002 where she's telling her dad that I love you very much and that's why they don't like me. She doesn't specify who they is, but presumably she's staying with her grandparents, so that's the day she's referring to. She says, I don't know how I feel about my mother. Did she not even remember us? Does she not care about us? I think about the word ma and I get this bad luck. I'm just reading off her language. So
yes.
Basically she feels the word mother itself is bad luck for her. That really brings out the level of revulsion that she has for her mother. And what's interesting and new in this diary is that it seems to indicate that the daughter and the father were actually corresponding with each other far more frequently than Sidhartha had so far let us believe.
And that is very intriguing, Rahul. You spoke at length to Sidhartha on the broadcast on the newsroom. It's a little strange. This diary seems to indicate that they were in touch more than once. His response to you seemed to indicate something else. Wonder why?
We don't know the answer to that, Gaurav, because Sidhartha, when we interviewed him, and our desk will just put that clip together, clearly says that there was only one occasion when Sheena was in the 10th standard that I spoke to her. And I asked him, did you speak ever again? Did you speak before this? He said no, they didn't want us to be in touch. But these diary entries seem to indicate that they were actually corresponding quite frequently, and she was giving him all kinds. She seems to be a rather mature young girl. Not that teenagers aren't mature usually, but she seems particularly mature for her age because she was in her early teens at that time. And she's telling her father to be brave. She's telling her father to go out and run his own business, not to get conned by his business colleagues. So there's a lot of persuasion. There's a lot of influence that she's wielding on her father and telling him that, people don't think that you're good for anything, but that's not true. I know that you have a lot of spirit inside you. You have what it takes to be successful. And she's encouraging her father, which coming from a young girl of that age is very interesting and, reveals how, because she was away from her mother and her father during her early years, she seems to have grown up really quickly.
Absolutely, Rahul, and this is something that the police will find extremely intriguing, Rahul, to unravel this mystery, because almost everyone that we've been speaking to, that the police have been questioning, have changed their statements repeatedly, Rahul. Initially, Peter Mukherjee, former CEO of Star, he said he only knew of Sheena as Indrani Mukherjee's sister, then changed it to daughter. The police have a different story to say. Sidhartha Das has a different story to say. Indrani Mukherjee's other husband, Sanjeev Khanna, has a different story to say. So it's a very, very intriguing case, Rahul.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, Gaurav. Everyone has a different story. Clearly, because of the manner in which this panned out, they wanted to initially hide their backstory. In fact, for the last several hours, Peter Mukherjee has once again been at the police station where he's being interrogated. We've been speaking to his lawyers, and from what we've been able to gather by speaking to the Mukherjee legal team is that a lot of the questions pertain to the financial linkages, because the cops are trying to establish a financial linkage between Indrani Mukherjee and Sanjeev Khanna. That's the trail that they're hot on, and those are the details they believe Peter Mukherjee should be able to share with them. I must also say, and this again is something interesting and new, that Vidhi Mukherjee, who is Indrani's daughter, wants to meet with her mother, and we've learned that Indrani has said that she wants to meet with Vidhi as well. Vidhi is going back to Bristol. She studies in a music college over there. She's studying to be a pianist. She's going back on Saturday. She had to go yesterday, but she's going back Saturday now, and they've expressed a burning desire. I'm quoting here verbatim from what I've been told. She expressed a burning desire to meet up with Vidhi before Vidhi goes to Bristol this Saturday. And now we need to see whether the cops permit that and allow mother and daughter to have some private time.
Rahul, keep tracking that story. I will come back to you for more. The Mumbai police have intensified their probe. They're also seeking help from Google and Facebook in retrieving data in the Sheena Bora case. The Mumbai police, according to sources, have told us that they've written to both Google and Facebook. They're trying to gather information in the Sheena Bora murder case. According to sources, Sheena Bora's Facebook account remained active even after she was murdered. And as a part of this investigation, the police want to know who operated this account and where did the impersonator access it from which computer. Sheena Bora's profile was frequently updated from March 2013 till the time that Indrani Mukherjee was finally arrested. The police also want to access messages between Indrani Mukherjee and her ex-husband Sanjeev Khanna on Facebook, and they need Google's help in getting details of mails between Indrani and a former employee of hers. Joining me now with the latest in investigations is India Today's Deputy Editor Atir Khan. Atir, this is a very complex investigation. Take us through the latest details. How will Facebook, Google and email help?
Well, you see, Gaurav, the police wants to connect Indrani and the police wants to establish a motive, and they want to show that she played an active role in this. And therefore, since they believe that Sheena's Facebook account was active even after she died, the police doubt it was Indrani who's operating her account and sending, sort of updates to her friends. Secondly, they would like to know who was, from which place it was being done, so that can connect Indrani with the Facebook account which she was operating. Moreover, Indrani's own account was started in 2009. However, it remained inactive and it became active in 2013. So the police wants to know whether she has deleted something in between all these years. And the third important aspect is that the police wants to know there was a correspondence between Indrani and her former employee who helped her get the resignation letter sent to Sheena's company which she was working. So that has to be explored as well.
Keep tracking that story, Atir. I will come back to you for more.